Hi, this is Cinderella Jane. I just wanted to share with you all my hobby today. I've been making cakes for quite some time and it's a lot of fun. It's also a lot of work, and I thought I would video one and let you see how it's done. Right now in the video I am icing the side of a cake that I have cut. And if you have had to cut it, then there's more crumbs, so you have to be very careful getting the icing on there without having a lot of crumbs. And always keep a fairly clean workspace. Just a heads up, I usually use Wilton products. Wilton pans, Wilton bags and tips. Wilton makes the best cake products you can use. Right now, if you can tell by the video, I'm working on putting together a number cake. It requires a lot of cutting and sometimes putting together like a puzzle. But if you watch closely, you'll see it come together here in a couple of minutes. Got to get all the excess stuff that you don't want in the cake out of the way. There, can you tell now it's the number 4? So I'm going to continue icing the cake and working with that crumb coat, trying to get very few crumbs in my cake. One of the things that helps with a cake is to thin the icing out really, really thin and make that crumb coat and put it on first, and then you can put your final coat of icing on after that. It'll show here just a moment, me putting on my crumb coat. You just add a little water to the icing so that it really thins it out quite a bit. So I'm going to continue putting on my crumb coat and making that as neat as I can, because you don't want to see where the cake has been pieced together. Just a little heads up, if you icing in your direction towards you, it's a little easier to keep from tearing the cake apart or getting too many crumbs. Of course, with the crumb coat, it really doesn't matter because you're going to cover that up anyhow. But usually, it's best to icing towards you. I'm using my own homemade icing. It is made of a 2-pound bag of powdered sugar, a cup of baker's shortening, and a half a cup of water and some butter drops. It's always best to use a KitchenAid mixer when you're mixing up your icing, because the regular kitchen mixers are not sturdy enough and you will go through quite a few of them if you continue using them for your icings. I've started mixing up my colors for my cake, and this cake has various colors in it. I'm going to be using red and blues and yellow and white, I think and some black. So anyhow, as you can see, I'm starting to put on my top coat. And one of the best things when you are making a cake is you want to have lots of paper towels. Paper towels will be your best friend when it comes to making a cake. It helps you smooth out your icing. It helps you smooth out any imperfections, plus it helps keep your workspace very clean. You also want to make sure that you have toothpicks, because toothpicks will help you pick out little crumbs that may accidentally get in your cake, or when you have to remove parts that maybe are a mistake. It makes it a whole lot easier. I don't know if you noticed, but I was using a biscuit cutter to make my Captain America shield. You can use various items and shapes to help with your cake designing as well around your kitchen. My cake is actually a superhero cake, so what I am actually doing is I am making different areas for different superheroes. I'm going to have a Batman area, I'm going to have a Superman, a couple of different ones. Let me see what all we have in here. Spider-Man, I think the other one is Captain America. Anyhow, I have several different ones I'm working on, so it takes a little time to get them all together. As you can see, the Batman one is coming all together. A few little more finishing touches to it, and then I'll start working on the Spider-Man part. A lot of people think you have to use fondant to make a cake nice and neat, but that's just not a fact. Fondant doesn't taste that great, and buttercream icing is a whole lot better, so just take your time and be patient, and you can still make a very neat looking cake. Like I said before, I use a lot of paper towels to kind of shape things up and make them look a lot neater. You would be surprised how much better it makes a cake look when you take time to pat it down a little bit and shape it up a little bit, and a paper towel can, like I said, be your best friend. So I'm getting ready to work on the Spider-Man part, and the neat thing is you have so many different tips to work with when you're doing cake decorating. Without all the different tips, you'd never been able to design a cake like you do. So right now I'm working on the eyes, and soon I'll start working on the spider web. I tend to jump around a little bit. I decided to go over here and work on the Superman part for a little bit, so there's a little bit of detail to that, but it'll all come together here in a minute, and you'll see. Well, I pretty well have the Superman part done. There's still finishing touches to it. I will end up making a fondant cape and put that on there, and I'm not going to show you how to do the fondant in this video because that takes some time, so that will have to be in another video if I do that. So right now I'm working on the spider web for Spider-Man part. So that is about the last part, other than maybe a little bit of border. So pretty soon I'll be able to show you the completed cake. This is the first time I've ever tried to do a video of me making a cake, so it's a little bit awkward to get you the right viewpoint. So I am doing the best I can, and hopefully you'll be able to tell from the video what it's like to make a cake and decorate it. And right now I'm kind of cleaning up some of the mess around the board and stuff, because you want your board to be attractive as well as the cake. So you should be able to tell now it's starting to take shape to look like Spider-Man. And the last couple of things I have to do is to finish getting that cape on there for the Superman part and finish the border, and we're really close to getting done with it all. So I'm just kind of neatening things up a little bit, making sure everything is fixed if there's any flaws with it, and usually you'll find a few. The most important thing is I have to refrain from scraping it all off and starting over because, like I said, I tend to do that. Also, one of your best friends when you're doing a cake is to have a turntable. You need a good turntable. It's very important because it gives you a little more freedom while you're decorating to move it around a little easier. So at this point, we're almost done with the cake. I'm just putting on the finishing touches to make sure everything looks right and everything is well blended. And it won't be long now. So as I said before, I tried to speed this video up because I didn't want you to have to watch me making this cake forever, but I couldn't really speed it up any more than I did. So I hope you enjoyed watching the video and seeing my finished product. I was hoping to just show a picture of it, but it insists on doing it in video style. So there's my cake. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope you'll join me in the next video. Bye.